Well, how we doing today? As you can see, man, it's great out here. Jar flies are going crazy. No humidity whatsoever. Beautiful day, nice and sunny. I'm gonna guess it's probably 80, 85 around there. Dew point is super low. It feels great. My God, it's perfect. I just wish, well, for at least another week of weather like this, but it's not going to happen because come Saturday and Sunday, from what the weather guy said this morning, the temperatures are supposed to rise again and everything's going to get humid and sticky and nasty and horrible, and yeah, I don't know. Last weekend at the market was great. The only problem I had was the wind. But the temperature was perfect. I didn't even sweat hardly at all. The only time I did sweat was like maybe towards the very, very end of it, and there was a slight raise in temperature, but it didn't last very long. I'm talking about like little bead sweat across your forehead. That was about it. It was perfect. My God, it was perfect. But this weekend they're talking about higher temperatures and more humidity and everything else, which I knew it wouldn't last. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Enjoy what you have, and, you know, if it gets worse again next week, then, you know, you just can make the best of it. As of right now, I cut up probably, looks like the wife coming home. Nope, it's not. Thought it was the wife at first. I got kind of scared. Thought she might have got canned or something. Now, the other day, this past weekend, I was at market. I think I got 20 pounds of tomatoes. Yeah, I got 20 pounds of tomatoes. We used those 20 pounds. We cored them, scooped all the crap out, got them cut up. I got a great big ass pot of salsa in the house. I got the temperature set on, I think 4.5 on the stove, which would be put it at about medium low. And I don't want to cook it fast. I want to cook it slow so it has time to thicken up and everything else. And I actually left the lid off of it so that way some of the steam and the vapor comes out of there. I don't want no moisture into it. I want to cook it down a little bit just to make it a little bit more thicker in the jar so it's not so runny and watery. But even if it is runny and watery a little bit, it's okay because, you know, that's just all the stuff that's combined in it, mixed up, that's, you know, made it that way. Now, most of this I'm a keep for the house. Some of this, like my oddball jars I take to market and sell. And but I keep the other ones because it's house salsa, you know, that's how it works. Anything that fits in the case stays at the house. Anything outside the case I can take to market or I give to somebody or you know, something like that. Now Lucas and all them, they're moving. They're in the process of moving stuff from the place down the road to Brett County, and back probably, I don't know, May, somewhere between May and June, his dad was like, he goes, when I leave, I got a shed over here. If you want it, you can have it. I was like, cool beans. So, sometime here soon, I'm going to have to move my trailer out of the way because I want to put it on the other side of the carport. And not only do I have to move the trailer out of the way, I'm going to have to move some of those bricks and stuff out of the way because I want to stick it as far back by the carport as possible so that way I can store my some of my excess stuff for my gardening for the year, you know, things like that, chainsaw and small certain tools and just whatever I use around the yard for gardening and, you know, pruning up the plants and the trees and stuff like that. And maybe some of my plastic crates I have up here on the porch, I can stick those inside there as well. And then I'm going to pull some of the stuff I have in my other shed that's cram-packed full of shit. I'm going to pull some stuff out of that, stick it inside there, and that way I can keep all my kind of gardening, yard working tools, all that kind of stuff. I can keep all that together and not have it spread all over the place. So, and that's one of the things, as much as I hate to see him leave, but it's gonna happen. It's happening already. But that is one of the things that I'm been looking forward to, is getting the shed. But I would much rather have them here than keep a shed from them. But you know, they're leaving regardless, so there's nothing I can do about it. So, I mean, there ain't no sense in, you know, begging and pleading, because everything's taking place and nothing you can do about it. So, just accept it, embrace it, and you know, worst case scenario is I'm getting a shed from him for free. So, but I think before too long, I mean, they're what, maybe 45 minutes ish away from us. I mean, we don't go to the farm all the time like we used to, but I imagine on fall break, you know, I can go over there and we can shoot the shit and set something on fire or cook out something or something of that nature. You know. Of course, it's not going to be like it is with him and my kids, you know, being, you know, just a few minutes apart from each other. It's going to be a few miles apart from each other now. That's the only thing that's going to suck for my youngest one, is he's been his little side shadow and thick as thieves for so long, and but it's like anything else in life. You know, I've moved a couple of times when I was growing up, and you know, it really sucks, because the people that you're accustomed playing around with and hanging out with, everything else is gone, and they will change. You know, they won't be the same. If you know, even if he comes back here and visits every so often, that'll be fine. But in the course of time, people change, and you know, that's like me. There's a buddy of mine I had for years. Me and him did all kinds of crazy illegal shit, and we reconnected a few years later, and we were like, okay, whatever, because you know, we had nothing in common. I chose a different path. He chose a different path. He stayed on the crazy illegal shit. I went more to the righteous and proper way, which didn't last very long, but you know, I went there. But yeah, like I said, we're making salsa. Maybe sometime this week or next week I get a shed. Fingers crossed everything goes to plan. But sometime between now and Friday, I'm gonna take one of the kids at least, and I'm sure about the other if he wants to go or not. But I'm gonna take him up here to the water park here in town, and if Lucas was around, I'd take him up there too. But he got a lot of crap they're doing, because like I said, they're moving all kinds of shit, so I don't think it's gonna happen with him. Possibly, but I don't see it happening. So, and this year we didn't have a pool, because the pool I have here in the front yard, I mean, it's full of tadpoles. I mean, it's loaded with tadpoles. Because our pump went out, and we got a pump from Lucas's and them, and he got it from one of the job sites he was working on. One part of the pump worked, the other part you plugged up and turned it on, and it hummed and started smoking. So yeah, it became scrap metal. I kept the other piece to it though, because it's still usable. I just like, you know, hell with it, because the price of a new pump this year is basically the price of a new pump is what I paid for the pull and the pump when I bought it brand new. And I'm like, nope, y'all can keep it, hold on to it, let it collect dust till next year whenever nobody buys them, and your pockets are, you're getting desperate, and if the prices come down, I'll buy one then. But until then, I'm not buying one. You can keep it and hold on to it. I don't want it. So my pool is a giant tadpole farm now, which, it's fine. I like frogs. I love frog legs and backstrap of frogs. So, and if they get very big like a bullfrog, hell, you go frog gigging right here in the front yard, or frog netting, however you want to call it. But I don't think they're bullfrogs. I just think they're regular water frogs or tree frogs or something like that. So I don't think they're very big. But there's some of these tadpoles in there. I swear, man, some of these tadpoles about the size of my thumb, like the tip of my thumb. They're huge. I've never seen tadpoles that big before, ever. The only time I've ever seen tadpoles, they've been like, with tail maybe like that long. And some of these tadpoles are about that long, and great big ass bodies on them. So I might have me some bullfrogs in there. Be nice if I did. But sometime Thursday, I'm gonna start baking my strawberry bread, my blackberry bread, my cherry bread, and possibly, if my bananas ripen up quick enough, I'll pick some banana bread. And if they don't, no big deal. I'll take the other three like I did this past weekend. And then Friday, I'm gonna basically spend all day making my pizza bread. And then Saturday, I'll make my cobblers and my muffins and some of my other breads, and just kind of go with it at that. Oh, whew, my back's killing me. But that's basically my week. That's been my stuff. And this week, I was highly planning on going out in the woods and pecking around and doing some stuff, because I heard about this week coming up, and I thought, man, that'd be great. But what I'm gonna do, and I'm not gonna make any money off roots this year. I can tell you right now, I'm not gonna make any money unless I go out during ginseng season and find some ginseng. But everything else, I'm not gonna dig this year, and there's a reason for that. The patch that I normally would dig at, basically I want to let it recoup a little bit more, and because I don't want to, because I've been picking at it for the past 2.5 years, and I only pick certain ones. Well, this year I noticed it was, I wouldn't say it was bleak, but you could tell that it needed time to regrowth. And the only thing that we are gonna dig is bloodroot, and I'm not gonna dig it to sell. I'm gonna dig it to bring back home to replant, so that way in the spring, it'll do everything like it's supposed to do and go to seed and everything else. So that way I can have more seed per bloodroot. And this is crazy, the seed per bloodroot sells for more than the root does. Why, I don't know, but it does. But yeah, we're gonna dig some bloodroot here shortly, bring it home and reset it, so that way it'll grow for next year. And I have an area set aside. It's gonna be nice, it's gonna be perfect. So with all that being said and done, bloodroot will be the only thing we dig this year, and it won't be for sale. It'll just be to bring home to replant. And everything else that I normally dig, I'm not going to dig it. I'm going to let it kind of refurbish itself some, and hell, I might not even dig it for 2 years. I don't know yet. It just depends. I mean, I would love to go out there and dig what's out there, because it's about $60 a pound dry right now, and I mean, I could get probably 2 or 3 pounds if I dug everything. But then I I would totally eradicate that patch of it, and I don't want to do that. I want it to replenish and redo itself, and you know, get some more stuff into it. I might have to go out and find a new spot to go picking it at, but which is fine. It's no big deal. I mean, it gives me more time to be at home. It gives me more time to take care of some canning I have around the house, and you know, spend time with the kids and the wife, and you know, all that. So, and plus too, I'm making decent money at the farmers market to where I mean, I ain't setting the world on fire, but for my 1 day a week for 4 hours, you know, I'm doing pretty good. I got enough money saved up to where Christmas is going to be great for the kids this year. Or me and my wife's anniversary is going to be good. Her birthday is going to be good. So, and there still should be some money left over. So, you know, with all that being said and done, you know, I can go into actually Christmas. I can go into winter with a little bit more money in my pocket to winterize, like, you know, the seals around the door, stuff like that, and the back door, and a few things like that, and you know, some stuff for the windows, and you know, hunky dory. Now on the 15th of this month, I'm going to Menards or Lowe's, whichever would. I mean, I'm gonna go online first and pick a tub out, and then I'm gonna get a bathtub, so that way Adam can come over here sometime this month or in September, whichever he prefers, and he can replace my bathtub for me, and that'll be one less thing on the list for this year. He's been sick past few days. I haven't asked him about doing it, mainly because he's been sick, and then plus two, school's starting coming up, so he's cramming everything he can to buy his kids school shoes and clothes and everything else like he does every year. So this time of year is really hectic for him. So that's why I figured about middle towards the end of the month, or maybe towards the beginning of September, one of the two. You know, it won't be as hectic for him. Everything will kind of be died down some. That way he won't be stressed, and you know, everything will go nice and smooth. But other than that, this is my video for the day. So, and I know it's going to be probably about 15 minutes long, maybe a little bit more. And I don't want a super long video, so I'm gonna turn this thing off. And if it's really long, like 20 minutes plus, I'm gonna delete it, start over. So, y'all have a great day, and I'll catch y'all again soon.